I'll be the one you won't forget.
My full name is Chiamaka Wakacha. I was applying to internships all throughout college. I just wasn't hearing anything back. Because of my name, some employers didn't think I could speak English. It made me feel like I should change my name or go by something different. Then one day I got an alert from Indeed about a contact tracing position. Hi, this is Chia calling. I did learn to appreciate my name and I would never change it down. I know that this job is just the beginning for me.
But it never does. That's cause you at war with love. You at war with love. These battle scars don't look like they're fading. Don't look like they're ever gone away. They ain't never gonna change. These battles. Never let a wound ruin me. But I feel like ruins wooing me. Arrow holes that never close from Cupid on a shooting spree. Feeling stupid cause I know it ain't no you and me. But when you're trying to beat the odds up and trying to keep your nods up, and you know that you should know and let it go, but the fear of the unknown hone another lover's phone sends you back into the zone. With no Tom Hanks to bring you home, a lover not a fighter on the front line with a poem. Trying to write yourself a rifle, maybe sharpen up a song to fight the tanks and drones of you being alone. I wish I never looked, I wish I never touched. I wish that I could stop loving you so much. Cause I'm the only one that's trying to keep us together. When all of the signs say that I should forget it. I wish you were the best I ever had. I wish that the good outweighed the bad. Cause it'll never be over until you tell me it's over. These but you said it, and I hope you never come back. It shouldn't have happened, but you let it. Now you're down on the ground screaming medic. The only thing that comes is the post-traumatic stresses. Shields, body armors, and vests don't properly work. That's why you're in a locker full of hurt. The enemy within and all the fires from your friends. The best medicines to probably just let it win. I wish I couldn't feel, I wish I couldn't love. I wish that I could stop, cause it hurts so much.
Hello. What is upstream? Today we are going to be playing some more Prodigy. I just tried to get a little far before, you know. I'm just gonna turn up my music a little bit. I tried to give you guys some more to actually watch. Easy. Easy. Everybody knows 5 plus 4 equals 9? Bruh, literally, why? Why do they think we're that stupid? But yeah, right now I'm just having a good time. Soon I will be coming out with a specs video. Yeah. So it'll just be like a specs video. It'll be real quick because I mean, there's not that much interesting stuff about my computer. I can literally just look up the images, and I'll probably edit the images into the thing as well. But really, I just think of this Prodigy as like me having time to talk to you guys. But yeah. Oh yay! Alright. Easy. Sorry. If you guys want to check out my playlist, you can look up either, which one is this? This is my clean playlist. So you can just look up haha_smudge's playlist. That is my friend. I use his playlist. If you look up Energy Inferno, that is me. And yeah. So you can listen to my music if you wanted to. But yeah. A warning. The Energy Inferno gaming playlist has explicit content. So, if you are of young age and you are not allowed to listen to explicit music yet, do not go on that playlist. I don't want to get in trouble with YouTube. That is why I am saying this. I probably won't get in trouble anyway, but better safe than sorry. But yeah, when we hit the 10-minute mark, then I'm gonna go AFK for a second, and then I'm just gonna put up intermission, put something in the middle. Probably just some YouTube videos, but yeah. And it is not my fault if they are swears. These are being randomly picked. Thank you. With a quick relief to all your stress, and this is my world. Between love and hate, is it really real or is it really fake? Yeah, guys, go tell everybody about my YouTube channel. And if we could hit 1,000 subscribers, then trying to think of something so stupid. I will do a very long live stream, which I will not be there for half of the thing. But it will be the longest gaming stream probably on YouTube. Let's just look this up real quick. Longest gaming stream on YouTube. Oh. Gaming. Set a record. 161 hours. Alright, easy. We can do that. How many days is 162 hours? Yeah, we can live stream for a week. We can definitely do that. Alright, time for me to go AFK and turn on some YouTube.
Is what I should have said. I should be in bed.
I'm gonna play this for you.
Temptations of trouble on my tongue.
I just have to set it up real quick.
One sip, bad for me. One hit, bad
There
for
we
me.
go.
One kiss, bad for me. But I give in so easily. And no thank you is how it should have gone. I should stay strong. But I'm weak.
Alright, that is perfect.
I'll be releasing the Glitter Bomb 3.0 video. It's got a bunch of new features, and it turns out even in 2020, there were no shortage of package thieves that involuntarily volunteered to test all those new features out for us.
Look at that, is it glitter?
Yeah!
Oh my god!
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 1.
But this video isn't that. I'm making this video to tell you about something I've poured my guts into for almost a year, and it's like the biggest thing I've ever announced on my channel. But first, I have a confession, and that's I love ice cream. It's just objectively the best food that there is. But there's two problems with that. Number one, I have no impulse control to keep me from eating this entire tub in a single day. And number two, other people in my house also love it. So we are competing over a scarce resource. So I came up with an invention to protect the ice cream from my poor impulse control and other people in my house at the exact same time. And here it is. Do you see it? Of course you don't, because that's the first line of defense in action. It's camouflaged in this bag of frozen vegetables. But even if someone in my house were to accidentally stumble upon this bag of vegetables, this is what they'd find. It's impossible for even the world's strongest person to remove this lid, because it's clamped on with a 1/4 ton of force, and yet there are no buttons, latches, or locks. And it works because the lid and the base are made from different metals. So you place the carton right in the base, and then the lid just snugly slides on at room temperature. But when I put it in the freezer, the anodized aluminum lid shrinks 50% more than the stainless steel base does, essentially fusing them together. The trick then is to just run room temperature water over the lid, because when you increase their temperature, aluminum also grows 50% more than steel. And this solves my impulse control issues because it makes me wait at least 30 seconds to think if I should really eat this ice cream. And in this case, yep, I definitely should. This idea just occurred to me one day, so I made it. And that's the thing I love about being an engineer. If you have an idea about a thing and that thing doesn't exist, you can just will it into existence. So here's my big announcement. I have been secretly working for nearly a year to create a month-long course that will teach you to use engineering and science to bring your own creative ideas to life. And we structured this course in such a way that it covers my entire creative design process while still being easy to follow and digestible. And this really is my entire process. You'll follow along with me as I create 3 different brand new builds, starting all the way from just coming up with the idea in the first place. So for example, for one of the 3 projects in the class, the design challenge is just some kind of build that has to do with habits. So it either helps enforce a good habit or breaks a bad one. And as you'll see in the class, as I was stepping through the brainstorming portion of the engineering design process, it occurred to me, what if I could build something that could do both at the same time? Before this, I never actually known how to solve a Rubik's Cube, so this seemed like a worthy good habit. So every time I do it, I can just set it in this really cool retro blender I found on eBay that's also just camouflaged in my kitchen, and then it will check to see if I solved it correctly when I turn it on. And if I did, then the back pops open and I get rewarded with my favorite candy, which if it weren't locked away, I would eat every time I came through the kitchen because again, no impulse control. And normally on my channel, whether it's an automatic bullseye dartboard, or the world's largest Nerf gun, or Super Soaker, or a Ninja Warrior obstacle course for squirrels, it's just me presenting the final thing, and then you get to see it in action. But for this class, I pull back the curtain, and you get to see the creation process unfold in real time. You get to see all those aha moments, the hundreds of little decisions that lead to the final build, as I talk you through my thought process and the techniques and tools that I'm using as I use them. But by far the coolest part is you get to practice this process yourself, and that's where the true learning occurs. Together, we'll follow the engineering design process side by side. No matter what your starting skill level is, the course is designed so that by the end of the month, you will leave the class with 3 original creative builds of your own that you can proudly show off to the world. And other students will be in the class with you, so you can learn together and get feedback, and I'll be in there sometimes too, leaving comments and video responses on people's work. And so just to give you a little flavor of the class, here's like a 60-second sneak peek. You guys ready? The first build is mechanical. Here are my 5 requirements now. We want to make sure we have a bunch of different starting points. What's the right arc that this should have? Each time it spun around, PVC pipe here. I don't even know what this is for in real life, but it's small, it's cheap. My work is I'll just raise the back of the catapult up, and that will give me a different launch angle. 3, 2, 1, launch. And then this comes all the way back, and then boop, and it comes down. This makes sense in 2D. Now I've got to take this 2D and like map it to the 3D here. It's a shear load, it's not like a tension load. So that may be enough. You get a force going back that way, goes through the eyelet, and then comes back to me. Captures it, fires, lovely. It impacts on this shoulder right here. It's a dice roll at every gate, basically. So the fewer gates you have, the less complex the system is. The fewer moving parts, always the more reliable it's going to be. Oh, baby! Got it! It's basically like us hanging out together as I walk you through my entire process. In fact, if you combine all the videos in the course, it's longer than the combined time of all the videos I've uploaded to YouTube in my 10 years on the platform. And the goal of the class is not just to expose you to all the tools and techniques that I use, but to teach you to think like an engineer. But like in the good way, not in the way that makes my wife frustrated when we have to talk about feelings. And the process I'll be teaching you is the same process I used at Apple as a product designer. It's the same process I used at NASA to help build the Curiosity rover, and it's the same exact process I use every month on all my YouTube videos. We'll cover mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, 3D printing, prototyping, CAD, Arduino and Raspberry Pi, the scientific method, and so much more, including how to tell a great story around your build and give it character so people will naturally want to share it. And if you hear all that and you're like, psh, that's way over my head, don't worry, because hopefully you trust me enough by now to know that I love to try and take these really complex things and break them down to their most basic elements so that they make sense even for someone just starting out. Now to be clear, if this is your first time dipping your toes in the water, I'm definitely not promising that by the end of the month you'll be making like fully functioning glitter bombs. But you will have a fundamental understanding of how a mechanical and electrical build like this works, and exposure to all of the steps and processes by which something like this is made. Like there's no element of this glitter bomb that we don't at least somehow touch on in the class. We really tried to design the course so that anyone could create at the edge of their abilities, whatever they currently are. Now, if you're an adult or a professional engineer, I'm confident you will get a lot out of this class. But on the other end of the spectrum, a question I've already been asked is what's sort of the right minimum age level where it won't feel overwhelming? And I'd say for sure anyone like high school or above will be fine. Having said that, I've met some pretty precocious 8-year-olds that are already into building and electronics, and I think they'd be fine too. Otherwise, this is a great month-long activity for maybe a parent and their kid, or even a whole family to tackle together. At the end of the day, if you're not quite sure, you could just sign up to test it out.
Hello. Yo, I'm live right now.
Hello.
So.
Alright, cool. Do you want to play twos?
Yeah. Just give me a second to end the stream and I'll start another one up. That sound good?
Yeah, bet.
Alright.
Is anybody